Hey guys, what's up? Alex here. Today we are here with a video to talk about Formula 1. What a surprise. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the sort of thing that's been coming up over the last couple of days by the FIA. They talked about this yesterday, on Thursday, about the possibility or the selection process to find a new Formula 1 team for 2016. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh well, does it really matter? I mean, the last time that we had 12 teams on the grid. Remember, next year we're going to have Haas, which makes it up to 22 cars, and then the extra F1 team would go up to 24 cars, so that's the 12 team they're looking for. Would that just be another back-end team? I mean, we had HRT, we had Lotus, which ended up being Caterham, and obviously had Marussia, which was Manor, and so many other names as well. Is it just going to be a back-end team they're looking for here, or are they actually trying to look for a team that is looking to go up the grid a bit? Because we've seen when Force India joined Formula 1 back in 2008, when they took over Spiker at the end of the 2007 season, they were at the back of the grid for the 2008 season and quite a bit of the 2009 season as well. I mean, they did get a podium that year, but you could say it's a bit of a fluke. Not a fluke, but their car suited that track incredibly well, and yeah, they got that podium in 2009. Then 2010, a couple of years after they got into Formula 1, they started to do well. You know, they got up the grid a bit more. They got points regularly. Obviously, in 2010 they changed the point system a bit. But I remember Suttel and who was it, Liuzzi, I think, in 2010. Those two are in the points quite a bit in 2010. And I think it shows that teams at the back of the grid can move forward in sort of modern day Formula 1. But maybe with the new power units and the new sort of just craziness of how much you can spend in Formula 1 nowadays, maybe that's not as possible in the current day Formula 1, the modern, actual current day Formula 1 in 2016. Maybe it was possible back in 2008 when everything was a little bit closer. Maybe it's a bit too far away now for the back end teams to get closer. I mean, we saw Marussia last year when they had a bit of funding, they did get closer to the cars in front of them. You know, the Lotuses last year were quite slow, weren't they? The Torossos, they weren't too far away from them. Who was the other team that was quite slow? The Saubers, they weren't that far away from them in some of the races, and obviously this year, sort of running just pay drivers. Pot drivers, they got a lot of money, and also a car that's just pretty much the 2014 cars, a little bit extra on top. So yeah, obviously they're falling back this year, but they were quite close last year to being near the points a bit more regularly than they were in the previous season. I don't know how to put it really without sounding rude towards Man and Marussia, because obviously there are a whole bunch of guys, there are like a couple of hundred people, I'm assuming, working for Man and Marussia, and it's hard obviously to see them right at the back of the grid after what success they got last year. I mean, it was little success, yes, but it was incredible to see such a small team get points in Monaco last year. And I do hope that in the future we can see a Formula 1 team like Manor be able to build their way up through the grid. You know, they were pretty bad in 2010, as were HRT and Caterham or Lotus back then. They were quite bad back then, but they did improve since their start of F1 back then. Obviously they've tailed off a bit this year, but the main point of this video was like, is there anyone out there who's actually going to be able to, you know, do this? Are they going to be able to enter a Formula 1 team? I think in the past there have been rumours that ART from Europe, who run GP2, GP3 teams, there's been a rumour that they applied for a team back, I think it was in 2010. I don't know, maybe they could do it this time through as well. You know, ART are bigger set in Europe, as are Carlin. You could say Arden are quite up there as well in the sort of ranks of European single-seater racing. I mean, there are lots of other teams in GP2 and GP3, but I'd say maybe those are the biggest three names. I'm probably going to miss someone out here. I mean, they're the ones I just see as the biggest in the sport at the moment. And also you've got to look over in America as well. There are any Americans out there? Obviously we've got Haas F1 next year. Obviously they're an American NASCAR team at the moment, or part of an American NASCAR team. Is there any American teams out there? You know, we've got Andretti, Chip Ganassi, and also Team Penske over in America, which you could say are the big three over the United States in IndyCar, currently in Indy Lights as well, and that filters down the whole sort of Road to Indy program. I think it's Pro Mazda and USF 2000. They all run teams in them as well. So, you know, would any of those teams be interested? I don't know. I don't know whether the American audience really enjoys Formula 1 as much as they enjoy IndyCar and NASCAR. We'll see. I mean, Haas F1 next year is going to be massive for the sport, and hopefully they do bring an American driver, even just as a reserve driver. I'd like to see that. Just American driver in the sport would be incredibly important. We had Scott Speed a couple of years ago, failed to live up to potential, but he's still pretty decent driver, but he just didn't really live up to expectation. But Who do you guys think? Is there any sort of racing team out there, and maybe they've got a big sponsor behind them? Is there anyone out there you think could make the step up to Formula 1? Whether it be one of those European teams like Carlin, ART, or maybe, I don't know, Trident, I don't know, from GP2, or would it be one of the American teams you think is more likely, like Team Penske, Andretti, or one of the rest? Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Maybe it's a bit different to what I normally upload on this channel, but I like to enjoy these topic videos from time to time, and yeah, hopefully you did as well. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's been Alex Mad here. Goodbye.